I'm going to pull over to the side, give you guys the 2 scriptures, say what I need to say in a minute, and then be about my business. And I will have honored my commitment to record content. It's just not the way that I planned. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or someone who has returned from the channel but you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. My name is Coach Roberta. I am your friendly disruptor and soul coach. So I have been one of those people who kind of cringe for the most part when people do videos frequently in the car, when they record themselves sitting in the car. And I know I don't even know if you call it a trend anymore because it's been going on for so many years, but I personally it always just felt cringy to me. That said, one, I want to apologize for my bias, because now that I am a content creator, lighting has been a thing. And it is so vexing. I got a couple of ring lights. I have other lights. And one of the primary issues is I can literally see the ring light reflecting in my camera when I'm trying to record. Today I was going to record some content, and that happened again. It's not new, but I recently got a different light that was, came highly recommended, and okay, I'm in a tunnel now, and I can see the reflection. A new couple of different ring lights, to no avail. So I may actually record some content in my car because I'm really trying to turn this radio off, be more consistent, and so consistency has been one of the things that I committed to myself, and I'm trying to establish a cadence. Editing, that's a whole nother thing. But I get so frustrated when I get up and I do all the things that are within my control to plan to record content. And it just takes a lot of energy out of me. I am an introvert. And that said, it's not an excuse. It's just an area for me to have an awareness on. And so it means that it's really important for me to manage my energy, how I spend my energy, and really be strategic about all the things that I'm going to put in my day. I typically like to record very early in the morning, etc. And, but the last couple of times I've just been kind of like walking away from the computer and saying, go do something else. Typically, I don't always leave the house on content creation days because I know me, and it's like once you get out and then you are doing other things, see, I passed my stop, y'all. This is another reason why I don't like recording and being on the phone. Anyway, what was I saying? But anyway, it just I imagine that a large population of content creators create inside a their home studio, whatever, which is different from when you are in outside in the environment, because then you got to deal with different noise. I don't even have a Bluetooth on. This is kind of a mini rant, but I'm not irritated. The other thing is I typically don't eat breakfast, and I know because people say that's not the recommended thing to do. But I also don't like to eat before I create content. That way, if I have anxiety or feel anxious, recording or whatever, that's just one less thing that I have to, manage. Any biology or whatever, that might potentially interrupt your recording. Because, life be lifing, but sometimes the enemy will try to, it's like, then all of a sudden you gotta go to it. Anyway, there are just interruptions that occur that can disrupt your cadence. Today is one of those days. Really, it was going to be a quick snippet, or at least that is what I was planning. Where am I going? Or I was going to batch record and then record a couple of different things. But what I really want to talk to the ladies about is if you've watched my channel before, you know that I have a passion for relationships. And to be perfectly honest, I am really concerned about the state of relationships between black men and women, and just, black women in general. I read chapters from my book, and by the way, they're not in consecutive order, so sometimes it may not seem cohesive. It's almost like you can read one chapter like a devotional, right? So it doesn't have to be necessarily in order, but for the purpose of the whole totality of the book and the point that it is making, which is about transforming relationships one giant step at a time, and primarily founded on the principles of Song of Solomon. There's so many level sets about that, right? To me, it's like an imperative, right? But there's a scripture, I believe it is Psalm 68:11. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to quote it. That's why I didn't want to be. That's why I don't like to drive and do content, because this is not what I planned. But again, this me getting out and about is a diversion from my frustration. Plus, there is something that I have. There is something that it is important for me to do today in Errands, and I thought, while the one thing isn't going as planned, let me maximize my time and go and do the other thing while I have the energy. So anyway, more to come. So I ran my errand and I'm getting ready to grab lunch. But this is exactly why I like to record before I leave the house. Integrity is a really, really big thing to me. And I really, businesses that kind of do a little extra side stuff. Hi, fine, how are you? So a couple of things. One, I was trying to just do what I needed to do and grab something to eat quickly because it is now 2:18 and I haven't eaten anything today. So the closest thing to where I was at was a KFC. And I typically like to get like a 4-wing combo. It wasn't on the menu, so I asked the lady, I know inflation. I'm trying to figure out why 4 wings and a drink cost $20. I was like, no, that's okay, because the KFC closer to my house, I know it doesn't cost that much. And of course, there's difference between owners and franchises. So that was one thing. But also, where I went, I was in the beauty supply, and I've gone here for years. And all of a sudden today, all the oils, I was getting different, there's a variety of castor oils. They all different prices now. They used to all be the same price. And so when I ask her, so here's the thing. It's not even perplexing to me, but when you ask someone a question and they give you a nonsensical answer, it's like, are you listening to you? Because that doesn't even make sense. And she said, well, different things have less in it. And so if it's less, it's less. I'm like, ma'am, that doesn't even make sense. Like, that isn't even an explanation. But yeah. And anyway, again, this is just all the things that kind of have the potential to exasperate me. So I politely drove down the street, and now I'm at In-N-Out, which is more healthy, and a burger combo and a saltless patty on the side for my dog is only $12. It's like, how is KFC, you want $20 for 4 wings and a combo that didn't come with the soda? So when I added the soda, that brought it up to $20. And it was a guy in there, and he probably was looking at me. I'm just being more mindful. And my spirit told me don't go into KFC. But it was faint. And I'm like, because again, I'm really trying to get back to record content, which I don't think is going to happen. I'm going to pull over to the side, give you guys the 2 scriptures, say what I need to say in a minute, and then be about my business. And I will have honored my commitment to record content. It's just not the way that I planned. And I was watching this guy yesterday. I think his name is Simon Karen. But anyway, he was recently interviewed by Sean Kano of Think Media, and he basically has been recording content in his car. Now, he's a macroeconomics guy. He doesn't edit his stuff, but sometimes I be doing way too much, and I spend a lot of time. I know that I'm on the learning curve, but I spend a lot of time editing videos, and needless to say, like, sometimes only 2 people be watching, but that's neither here nor there because I'm being obedient to what I'm called to do. But anyway, more to come. Okay. So the lighting is still a thing, but here are 2 scriptures that I want to give you guys, and why I am convinced, and I talk so much about the Song of Solomon, the Shulamite, and the affirmations and the things that she articulated in the Song of Solomon. One is from Psalm 68, 11, and 12, the Amplified Version. The Lord gives the command to take Canaan. The women who proclaim the good news are a great host or an army. The kings of the enemy's army flee. They flee, and the beautiful women who remain at home divides the spoil left behind. So that's one scripture that tells us about proclaiming what God has already said. Here's another one. This is the NIV version of Psalm 68. The Lord announces the word, and the women who proclaim it are a mighty throng. A throng is an army. So again, this is why I believe it's a community of women. The power is in us collectively making these affirmations. Does it make a lot of sense? Some, yes, but the rest of it is faith. It's kind of like how Jesus told them to walk around the wall 7 times and at the 7th time shout. That didn't make a whole lot of sense either, but it worked. The wall came down. So again, if he says that when a Lord announces a word, the women who proclaim it are a mighty army. So that's my word for today. I hope it encourages you. I hope it inspires you. Until next time, beloved, I wish that you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. This is Coach Roberta, your friendly disruptor and soul coach.